And welcome to this edition of Unkgeta Reacts. For as you're watching this at the time, February 6th. I'm recording this on Thursday, actually February the 5th of 2026. Yes, I am recording this on February 26th because one, when I actually wanted to render the actual recording of this reaction, I had my mic on at the time when I was filming this, and I think that was back a couple of weeks ago. So I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and at the time I actually had made some updates to the channel back then. Like, for example, this new logo that I have here for Akuma Productions here and there. But you already knew that, and that's fine. They even had a new intro to everything. Currently, and if you haven't watched the premiere of the second episode of Versus, which is Kira versus Adachi, I suggest you should go watch that right now. I am currently working on the second UCBL episode as well. And by the way, the Versus episode is on the other channel over at Akuma Productions also. But I am working on the second Versus episode here on this channel, as well as I'm going to put it on the other channel too. Those who haven't watched it yet. Plus I'm actually doing more playthroughs. Like, I'm about almost finished with the Prince of Persia playthrough. I'm still currently working on the record playthrough and now the Hurrah playthrough. So you're going to get two records, two Prince of Persia's, two Hurrah shows, games playthroughs. Actually, I'm sorry, I say games, gaming playthroughs. We'll just call them playthroughs and let it be it with that. And you're gonna be seeing that. Plus, I'm actually gonna try and upload reactions on Friday. Like this one, I'm about to do Plants vs. Monkeys again. For like the second time in a row, because that was when Mike went falling out. God. And I'm also gonna do the Nebula, and I didn't think anyone asked this, but I am planning on doing another reaction, but this time to the Nebula Theater, which I'm definitely gonna do. Maybe shortly after this one. Alright, so. But yeah, why waste any time? Because we're about to get into this yet again. So I'm about to go on here, and you see, this is like the big club's finale, Plants vs. Monkeys. Now, if anyone asks me to do it, I am going to pretty much go on it and go back to pretty much to the irregular older episodes for this in the one season anyway. I probably am going to do it, because I was going to end up doing Shadow vs. Hero for the Visual Characters Collide for Season 3. But I decided I'm going to probably wait a while on that. I'm going to probably wait on that one. Because I'm working on a feature episode with Shadow. And I'm not really going to even tell y'all who's he going to fight and whatever not. But I'm pretty much people assuming they know, but I'm not going to really tell y'all that anyway. I'm not going to be disclosing any information. But your guess is mine. And for those who haven't even guessed it yet, well, good. You haven't guessed it then. But okay. Now, yes. Without further ado, let's get to the actual reaction, shall we?
Sarge, I'd like to take a minute to just say thanks. Thanks for sticking by me throughout this entire season. I know that I haven't been the most consistent in my uploads, but I appreciate all those who stick by and, have patience with me. This episode is quite big, so it would actually mean a lot to me if you could show your support by sharing the video, leaving a like, all that other stuff. And again, thank you all. Let's go kill your comfort character, okay?
Okay. You're welcome, I guess. No,
war is always changing, with both sides gaining new tricks. This goes double when your war is to protect from the seemingly mindless hordes. The plants, arch nemesis of the zombies. The monkeys, arch nemesis to blues. I make these and it's my job to go over their origin and skills to see who would win in this episode of Bait Club. Christopher David Blazing the Third. To most is just a wacky neighbor. A little wild, a little wacky, and always wearing a pot as a hat. Not exactly someone you would assume has all their peas in the pot.
I'm not too familiar on the Plants vs. Zombies game. I do know that it's kind of almost like a mobile game. I think I always thought Plants vs. Zombies was basically a console game, but it's probably a mobile game too. I'm not sure if it's a mobile game. Or maybe it is a... Oh, I kind of think it is a plant. It is a mobile. It's just both a mobile and a console game. I don't know. I'm not too familiar on that, nor am I on the monkeys. So this is a learning experience for me, as well as with that. This is like the last reaction I did with Bright. I did see Brightburn after that battle with Brightburn and the Chronicle. I did see Chronicle not too long ago, and I have seen Brightburn. So yeah, this is actually another experience. So I don't know much about the Smash Up action other than with plants and zombies. Yeah, so I'm pretty much I'm gonna learn. So okay.
However, one day things seem too quiet. You look outside and you find out why. There are zombies on your lawn, and it's up to you and Crazy Dave to stop the horde from chowing on your brains. How? Well, it turns out Dave may be crazy, but he's also a genius in biological and ecological engineering, as well as zombie survival. And he'd use these skills to create the ultimate army to the zombies. Plants!
What is it? Okay, sorry about that. Plants, huh? So basically what you're telling me is that he created his own... If we're gonna go using Resident Evil logic here, okay, if we're gonna go using Resident Evil logic, okay, let's use Resident Evil logic for a second. If those are zombies, he might as well have created his own stars, but with plants. I mean, if there's a plant-based flower who calls himself Leon Terry or cabbage, they call themselves, I don't know, Jail Valentine. Or more like or Wesker. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna move on. Let's go on.
Wait, seriously? Well, George Fan, the creator of the game, wanted to create a tower defense game. He bounced through several ideas.
Oh, a tower defense!
Fight against aliens, but they would settle on plants versus zombies, due to zombies being generally sluggish but threatening in hordes, while plants are stationary and self-sustaining. Honestly, the perfect fit for a tower defense, don't you think? Back on track. Yeah. Dave's mutated plants are more than just your average vegetable. Dave...
I don't even know. I mean, I read it all this time, but I don't know if I'm going to read all this, but... See, Plants vs. Zombies, Pea Shooter, Sunflower, Cherry Bomb, Walnut, Potato, Snow Pea, Chomper, Repeater, Puff Shroom, Sun Shroom, Fume Shroom Grave, Buster, Hypno Shroom, Netty Shroom, Ice Shroom, Doom Shroom, Lily Pad, Squash, Angry Pumpkin. Wait a minute. Doom Shroom. Doomslayer beats Doom Shroom. Three Peter Tangle, Jalapeno Spike. Wow, you got the jalapeno mayo fight. Torchwood, Tall Nut, Sea Shroom, Lantern, Cactus, Bulber, Split Pea, Starfruit, Pumpkin, Magnus Shroom, Cabbage, Pole, Butt, Flower, Pot, Kettle Coffee Bean, Garlic, Umbrella Leaf, Marigold, Melon, Pulp, Gatling, Pea, Twin Sunflower, Gloom Shroom, Cat Tail, Winter Melon, Gold Magnet, Spike, Rock, Cat, Cob, Cannon, Emitter, Explonut, Tree of Wizard. Who's coming up with all these names? Who's coming up with all these types?
Mutated them to be as effective as guns. Most famously, the pea shooters, the mutation of pea pods. But now the peas it produces can be fired like a bullet. There's your standard pea shooter, but there's also the faster fire repeater, double mutated split pea, and even those with 3 heads capable of firing 3 peas at once. Then there's of course the Gatling pea, the fastest firing general in the basic pea army. But Dave created more than just mere pea shooters. The Chomper can eat entire zombies whole. Jalapenos, potato mines, and cherry bombs got an explosive kick to them. And he even mutated cabbage, watermelons, and corn to law projectiles from low ground. The Colonel Pult can even create butter that somehow causes zombies to halt in place for a second. How did Dave manage to do that? Well, turns out Dave is somehow such a genius that his plants are able to do things that are practically magic. The snow pea can slow zombies to a crawl, the torchwood light peas on fire and somehow does not only not disintegrate them, but give them more kick. I'd be shocked, but he also has pea shooters that can create lightning, fire, and even manipulate toxins and shadows somehow. So, I don't know what to believe anymore. Dave even managed to add non-plants to his expansive army, like the puff and fume shrooms, who can shoot weird purple stuff out. Hold on, wait a minute. They're mushrooms. Yeah? Mushrooms are plants. No, they're not. Mushrooms are fungi, which used to be part of the plant kingdom until scientists discovered that they're more like animals. That feels really wrong. Okay, we got plants that can shoot their seeds like bullets, and fungi now being a plant is where you draw the line. I'm just saying, if it comes from the ground, it's a plant. Worms. Hell, some mushrooms are even related to parasites, which explains how some are able to make ants or other insects act like zombies. I could explain why the hypnomushroom is capable of hypnotizing a zombie to eat its own brethren. Dave practically has a plan for every possible situation. You got walnuts for defense, mints for support, cactus and blowers for aerial denials. He's got magnet shrooms for sealing metallic objects, spring beans for controlling movement, beans that make you fart so hard you die, lightning greens, coconut cannons, imitator, snapdragon, spike weeds, banana launcher, bong choice, peppers, winter melons, cauliflower, crocodile store, and infinitely responding holographic walnuts. Do not ask how they have a physical form. The great zucchini, who can instantly turn all zombies on screen into weaker versions, and they're really cool in concept, but poorly done in execution. Peanut. Poor guy. Quite frankly, I have no clue how Dave had the time to create over 180 of these guys. You'd think he needs something like a time machine. Well, ain't that
probably already has. Oh!
Fun fact, he once used it to go back in time.
He did.
The perfect taco, which ended up kickstarting a paradox that zapped zombies all throughout history, and Dave needed to fix all that. For a taco, really? It's not the worst cause of a butterfly effect I've seen.
Why you even... Alright, hold on.
Stop. No wonder that Dave...
Just stop right here. Just stop.
Was able to fend off a zombie.
Why are we... Dude. Why are you even going... Okay, why did you even just show shit he got was Doctor Who? Come on, bro. No one want to see that gay-ass version of Doctor Who. It could have just been any clip that you got from... Not from Doctor Who, like the other doctors. Why even show... Let me go back. Let me go back here. Let me go back all the way back to... Okay. Let me go back. Was it real? Okay. Okay, let me go back over here. Let me go back, okay?
Well, ain't that convenient? Okay. Fun fact, he once used it to go back in time to eat, and I quote, the perfect taco, which ended up kickstarting a paradox that zapped zombies all throughout history, and Dave needed to fix all that. For a taco, really? It's not the worst cause of a butterfly effect I've seen. We're not bringing that.
I just saw all this got was Doctor Who. Never mind. I don't want to see. I'll edit this out.
Horde, especially with the strongest of his basic plants. Doom Shroom. This explosive fungi is literally comparable to actual nukes. Not the big or, I guess, little boy variants, but they should be comparable to the W-54, which has a yield of over 10 tons of TNT. And with enough teamwork, the plants can even match the Doom Shroom's power. Though it's still nice to have. With all...
Jesus, let me go back, cause I'm running far ahead. Hey, damn. God damn it. Okay.
especially with the strongest of his basic plants, the Doom Shroom. This explosive fungi is literally comparable to
so
actual
that's the
nukes.
Doom Shroom.
Not the big or, I guess, little boy variants, but they should be comparable to the W54, which has a yield of over 10 tons of TNT. And with enough teamwork, the plants can even match the Doom Shroom's power.
Okay. This is an extreme mode, and when properly calculated, the Doom Shroom can get up towards 20 tons of TNT. Dang. So I was dang. So the Doom Shroom is an explosive TNT like you see in Minecraft. Oh boy. Yeah.
Still nice to have. With all this, he was able to fight off and defeat the leader of the zombies, Dr. Edgar George Zomboss. But after embarrassment and losses, the two would become much more comparable. Dr. Zomboss would create the super zombies, genetically enhanced zombies, to get an edge over the plants. Luckily, good old Crazy Dave was able to genetically create his own superhero plants, such as Solar Flare, Nightcap, Shadow Pea, Grass Knuckle, Chompzilla, the elusive Rose, who has the power to transmute zombies into
Justice
goats.
League of Plant Life.
No, not that goats. No, that would be really cool. That's not unlike the Imp Pair, which can turn zombies into super pitiful imps. But in case making them weaker doesn't work, the Witch Hazel can instead turn zombies into fume shrooms. Neat. The war the plant and zombies waged lasted years, and the stalemate got so crazy the plant and zombies eventually became so powerful that it was considered to be a full-on turf war. Hell, an evolved laser beam known as Super Beam was able to survive being hit by Super Brains from the moon, and it landed on Earth, creating an explosion worth over 35 teratons of TNT.
35
That's enough to wipe out a country. Oh, but that's not all. A Super Brains variant can create a black hole. Based on its size, that required over 14 ronatons of TNT. What the actual hell are these two things? They'll reach the speed of light thanks to their various laser attacks and, well, the light speed seed. And like their counterparts, they have their own alternate forms. You got Count Chompula, Iron Citron, Corn, Power Cactus, Armor Chomper, Necros, and even a Cheetos Chomper. Cause why the hell not? With all this power behind the plant, you'd expect they need a form of energy source to sustain them, and that comes from sunlight. While the plants can use natural sunlight, their most effective source comes from their plant's most valuable soldier, the sunflower. Even in the most basic version, the sunflower can produce sun at a rate enough to sustain.
Wait a minute, it is a console game.
Alternate forms, such as the twin sunflower, can do so.
I could probably might play this on.
But that's not all. Their sun can also be the ammo used by the magnifying grass, which can use it to attack with actual laser beams. Neat. And like most plants, this form of sunflower has alternate versions, such as the ever-powerful Royal Hypno Sunflower, who can hypnotize and overpower any plant. Then there's the ever-mysterious Mystic Flower, who possesses a mysterious power. Ooh. I think I have an idea what that power might be. Oh yeah? Well, there's this alternate version of the pea shooter known as Plasma Pea. And according to its sticker book description, the pea fires, and I quote, peas of swirling.
Man, you gonna let me just win? Okay. Can we?
Oh yeah? Well, there's this alternate version of the pea shooter known as Plasma Pea. And according to its sticker book description, the pea fires, and I quote, peas of swirling.
Ah, come on. Come on, bro.
Plant. Then there's the ever-mysterious Mystic Flower, who possesses a mysterious power. Ooh. Plasma Pea. And according to its sticker book description, the pea fires, and I...
Okay, the plasma shooters use peas. Peas in the entire universe onto themselves. Peas of swirling, twirling galaxies. Whoa! Peas of swirling, twirling galaxies home to these are stars. Hold up. Peas with enormous nebula that dwarf you and me. Peas showing of the very fabric of space-time from which infinite possibilities the columns are born. What are these plants, brah? Brah! What kind of... Brah! What... Man, you mean to tell me what kind of plant life are we dealing with here in this game? What is this game?
Twirling galaxies,
Oh
home to
my
the
God.
millions of stars. Peas with enormous
What is
nebulae
this?
that dwarf you and I. Peas sown
What
from the
is
very
this?
fabric of space-time, from which the infinite possibilities
What
of the
is
cosmos
this?
are
What
born.
is
That
this?
gives a starting point, since these peas are entire universes. In order to
Oh my
condense
God.
our known universe, it would require the same energy output
Well.
required to destroy our own known.
Okay. The plasma PPs are no bigger than the average pea shooter, which is roughly the same size as a child's head. Oh my! The mass of the universe is 4 times 10 joules, being 4 times 10 to the 69th power joules, being condensed to a volume of 6 times 10 to the 4th power milligrams gives or take would the same amount of energy to destroy our universe 20 times over. No, the person who did this count was so high it may be incorrect. Then don't let him do the calculations if he's that on high.
20
Probably on
times
drugs. Look,
over.
probably must be
How
smoking.
did Dave create this?
Maybe he ain't even clear he was
I don't know,
smoking.
dude. It's
Smoking.
I feel like I checked out
Probably
and
already got a key for throwing in the round, man.
Taking a taco.
Smoking all
However,
these.
keep in
Come on,
mind
man.
that plasma P isn't canonically that special or strong compared to something like the tactical coupe, which is a cucumber nuke canonically even stronger than plasma P, since it's an official win con and bypasses and oversees any other skills. So these plants have the power of gods, endless way to turn zombies against each other, and use the power of the sun as AA batteries. Anything else we're missing? Well, we also have the rainbow that when activated can instantly revive any plants in its radius. Of course. With this, you'd think the zombies would have been gone by now. But while the plants will always succeed in the end, war is ever-changing, and it never truly ends. Zomboss will always come back with a stronger army, but the same applies with Dave and his plants. It doesn't matter what Zomboss schemes are, the plants will always be prepared to fight back in garden warfare.
That's why these plants beat Goku.
Ever since the dawn of civilization, there was a great threat, so dangerous, so latex. No one knows their origins, but what is known is that they are relentless, always racing forward. What could stop this rubbery madness? Well, ever since there were balloons, there were monkeys. Yeah, you know, I could see it. Hell, it's not too far off to assume monkeys would be our protection.
That's probably what freeze your clothes.
A simple puzzle made by a small studio. It all started with a simple dart monkey. The monkeys have been fighting balloons ever since they started this war. And throughout their back and forths, both sides have evolved. The monkeys began to train the art of war. Each monkey is trained for one specific purpose.
You say you pop balloons.
Blues.
Breathe maybe
Under
a
the
balloon.
tutelage of Quincy, who is somehow skilled enough to bounce one arrow off of multiple balloons, yet is dumb enough to not aim ahead and hit the yellow balloon. Come on! They even have their own military branch. It's not just that. Some monkeys can somehow possess.
So let's see. We got the Dirt Monkey, the Ultra Juggernaut, the Plasma Monkey Fan Club. Oh. Crossbow Master, Boomerang Monkey, which is the more Blaze Perma, Charge, Mob, Press, Bomb, Shooter Bloom, Impact, Mob, Mauler, Mob, Assistant, Mob, Eliminator, Reclusive Custer, Tactical Shooter, Infernal Ring, Blade, Main Maelstrom, Super Maelstrom, the Dash Zone, Overdrive, Ice Monkey, Embeddlement, Super Battle, Arctic Wind, Snowstorm, Icicle Impale Hills, Icicle Cryo Cannon, Blue Gunner, the Boon Noon Solver, Blue Storm, Blue Hose, Mold, Blue Desperado, the Blazing Sun, Golden Justice, the Desert Phantom. I bet you these are the kinds of monkeys that freeze away all the way.
Abilities. general
call
units,
Saiyans
supportive
monkeys.
towers,
These are
and even machines of war.
and also way
It's a
more
little over
way
the top,
too many
but
more.
essentially balloons. Actually, balloons and
Way too
balloons
many more than on the
are
list.
two entirely
Balloons,
different
balloons.
things in the series. Regardless of what the balloons are,
Wow,
the monkeys have
this is
so many
rare.
specialized units in order to deal with the floating felon.
Go
You
monkeys,
got
huh?
monkeys with boomerangs, monkeys with sniper rifles, monkeys with Gatling guns, monkey magic, monkeys that can build
All these
turrets,
monkeys are
in
basically
planes,
because
and
of the
submarines,
saying
worm
right,
monkeys,
man.
and this one has a gun. This other one has a gun. There's alchemist monkeys who can transmute balloons into weaker versions or buff others. Especially if you're a cool ninja
Just hope
monkey
they don't have a Sunblue cost. They probably
slows them
do.
down. And druid monkeys to
They-
weaponize
they-
the
they
nature
times
itself.
scenes,
So,
those times
hey, this
Sunblue
seems like
cost.
overkill for just
They don't
balloons.
last time.
But it's half of it. Yeah, anyone who's played balloons knows about the various upgrade paths that each monkey has. For example, the sniper monkey can get camo vision to normally see hidden balloons.
Probably do it with
The
shit.
boomerang monkey can get it on fire. The mage can turn into a freaking phoenix, and undead soldiers
that's
can perform
alcohol,
necromancy.
Mango.
The alchemist can
Exist,
transmute themselves into a hulking beast. The dartling monkey can get rapid-fire missiles or a giant laser. The druid can create lightning. The merm monkey gets a song so beautiful that it acts like mind control. And even the basic dart monkey can get a crossbow or a catapult. And the gunslinging desperado monkey gets to fire rounds for his twin revolvers. Talk about packing literal heat. That's hardly scratching the surface. The engineer can overclock, aka buff others. The monkey ace can get banana bombs. The ice monkey gets a cryo cannon that can even freeze blimps solid. Given the assumed size and the fact that it's tougher than lead, meaning that it would likely make up
they
a similar
killed the charge
material.
off.
In order to completely freeze it over, it would require over
ice
61,000
rocket.
megajoules of energy,
60,000
which likely
niggas.
converts to
Oh,
15
wow.
tons of
50 tons
TNT.
of-
Yeah, this does kind of sound like overkill now, especially with the deadly machines developed by the enigmatic Dr. Monkey. To help
overkill.
pop balloons, there's cannons, tack shooters, spike factories, and even banana farms in order to fund their escapades,
They have
including their most dangerous weapon, the balloon chipper. This thing can suck up the toughest balloons and turn them into far weaker versions of themselves. It was so strong, in fact, that Ninja Kiwi had to vault it from the game. Damn, did the balloons really deserve this? I mean, they were kind of just floating around and the monkeys just popped them. Maybe. But the balloons they're fighting are crazy. They can't be that bad. Well, there's the undead Lich, who can drain stat buffs and resurrect the dead.
Okay.
There's even a balloon that can warp the fabric of reality and get closer to the end goal. This is, by the way, who can make reality shields. Question: how does 8 darts break reality? I don't know. Okay, maybe this isn't overkill. If anything, it's underkill. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna go study these balloons real quick. You enjoy that. With these increasingly dangerous threats, the monkeys needed a savior. No, a hero. Let's start with their most famous one, the Super Monkey. Okay, technically Super Monkey is considered a basic foot soldier, but come on, they're repeatedly stated to be the strongest so they count. Super Monkey is capable of throwing darts at
parody of
hypersonic
Superman.
speeds, even
This
circling
one's a
the
parody of
Earth multiple
Superman.
times over. But with
Yeah.
their upgraded paths, they can even shoot lasers, and thanks to their monkey
Yeah,
storm
he's the guy
ability,
who
we
beat
know the
Goku.
Super Monkey can keep up with lasers.
Also, the probably fight
Hell,
Army
he can
Man.
even go a step further and shoot
And he
plasma,
get-
completely
Also
disintegrating
probably
the
fight Army
balloons.
Man
But
if
his
he
most
go
powerful
fight
upgrades
Homelander.
allow him to channel the
And
power
she
of
probably
the
fight
sun,
Army Man.
create giant mechs that can send out EMP shockwaves, and even rip off Batman. This is the Legend of the Knight, who can not only teleport, detect camo, and even
boy,
create
we
black
got a monkey
holes
just
worth
this
over
way
4
now.
yotatons of TNT. Obviously,
Yeah,
Super
go
Monkey is
go
easily one
back.
of the strong shockwaves, and even hell, he can even go a step further and shoot plasma, completely disintegrating the balloons. But his most powerful upgrades allow him to channel the power of the sun, create giant mechs that can send out EMP shockwaves, and even rip off Batman. This is the Legend of the Knight, who can not only teleport, detect camo, and even create black holes worth over 4 yotatons of TNT. Obviously, Super Monkey is easily one of the
come on.
strongest ones out there. But other heroes are no slouches. Benjamin can manage their finances and help buff others.
Come
Senator
on.
Jones and Captain Tons of TNT out EMP shockwaves, and even rip off Batman. This is the Legend of the Knight, who can not only teleport, detect camo, and even create
Come on.
black holes.
Alright, we got it. Special shout out to the comment flamer for this cow. Watch that Homelander Super Monkey was a super monkey, since actually that's what the account was actually made for. You know what? I don't want to skip that.
With over 4 Yoda tons of TNT. Obviously, Super Monkey is easily one of the strongest ones out there.
Yeah, go watch
heroes
that.
are no slouches. Benjamin can manage their finances and help out others. Striker Jones and Captain Churchill are experts with military ornaments. Gwendolyn has a red-hot spirit and a flamethrower. Oben is a gentle giant that can control plants. Wait, what? Geraldo just kinda has a lot of random stuff. And Pickles. Sabata has swords and can solo most of the balloons on her own. Corvus can steal your souls and requires so much micro I can't even be bothered. Sai is very interesting, with the power to create a psionic scream that has a 50% chance to instantly kill whatever hears it. We have the Sun Priestess, Adora, who can manipulate the power of the sun to burn down foes in divine sunlight. She can also open dimensional holes to sacrifice other towers in order to gain even more power in her solar dimension. And then there's the brute Pat Fusty, who is the strongest and can turn into Godzilla! Wait, is that Ghost Rider? Yeah, the monkeys have crossed over with other media before, including Adventure Time, where the super monkey is an egomaniac. Oh, and there's Adora, who can be She-Ra for the masses of the universe. Oh, great.
Okay, how they are taking all these other properties, Marvel, Toei,
but the hero aren't the only superpowered units the monkeys have in their arsenal. Some monkeys can have a final 6th stage for their upgrades, known as a Paragon. The Dart Monkey becomes the Apex Plasma Master. The Ninja becomes the Ascended Shadow. Boomerang becomes the Glaive Dominus. The Tack Shooter becomes the Crucible of Steel and Flames. And the Engineer Monkey becomes the Master Builder. Oh, like Legos. Yeah, also wait, you're back. Yeah, and it's all a conspiracy, I tell you. The balloons aren't natural beings. The entirety of balloons is just one big civil war between monkeys. It explains the battle mode and multiplayer. In fact, we even see an evil monkey and monkeys that team up with the MOABs. The older monkeys are all just gaslighting the new generation to think the balloons are natural beings attacking, when in reality, the monkeys are able to so perfectly capture the weaknesses of balloons because they made them. It's a conspiracy, I tell you. I think you might be overthinking things.
Yeah, you must be.
You're probably
You must be.
At least start using literal gods to wipe out the balloons, right?
Or maybe it could be, or it could be, maybe because, or maybe we're gonna hit them using Dragon Ball logic. There actually are actual Saiyans, or Saiyans, or basically baby Saiyans, who pretty much haven't even evolved into actual people who are Saiyans, who were pretty much humanoid like us. Maybe like Goku and Vegeta. They probably might power up and hit key flash and stuff. Alright, wow. Never mind.
Super Monkey achieving its top path, it turns into a sun-worshipping temple. And upon granting its necessary sacrifices, or just $30,000, the Sun God will appear to wreak havoc on balloons with a giant orb. And it grants buffs to its fellow monkey kind. But there's a version even more powerful, upon certain conditions being met. The vengeful true Sun God will be summoned. With red laser balls capable of vaporizing any balloons, the Sun God's power is incredible. Stronger than even Magnus Perfectus, who draws his power from the Beyond, as does the Sun God Priestess, Voidora. The Beyond is theorized to come from alternate dimensions. Sounds crazy, right? Well, not as crazy as the Ray of Doom being able to pierce not only to the end, but even go through it and beyond. I mean, I'd say all this balloons again, but genuinely still probably underkill. These boss balloons are crazy. There's a version even more powerful, upon certain conditions being met. The vengeful true Sun God will be summoned. With red laser balls capable of vaporizing any balloons, the Sun
Sorry about that.
God's power is incredible. Stronger than even Magnus Perfectus, who draws his power from the Beyond, as does the Sun God Priestess, Voidora. The Beyond is theorized to come from alternate dimensions. Sounds crazy.
What? Okay. What is this? Beyond Magnus Perfectus supposed to be? Supposedly draws powers from. It is the same Beyond Voidora came from. Okay, no. What is this? Beyond the Magnus Perfectus supposedly draws from his powers. Is it the same Beyond Voidora came from? Not much is known about the Beyond. The wizards say it is a whole separate dimension of Starlight In Void, Fornera, when asked for comment, simply stated it is beyond your comprehension and started giggling. You might end up.
Crazy, right? Well, not as crazy as the Ray of Doom being able to pierce not only to the end, but even go through it and beyond.
Does the Ray of Doom's ray ever end? We're pretty sure it bores a hole right through the end too.
I mean, I'd say
you got
balloons again, but genuinely,
there's lasers that can breed black holes. I don't know.
Lost balloons are crazy. No matter the setup, no matter the power the monkeys have behind them, the balloons keep coming, despite everything. Despite knowing the balloons and their weakness, the balloons only get stronger and tougher, while the monkeys always try to play catch up. Sure, they have buffing methods, but they'll always reach a cap. Despite their training, the balloons always eventually overwhelm them. I mean, if you only play Sandbox, yeah. Even in a perfect world where eventually the monkeys outlast the balloons, you only ever get a year of peace before the whole thing starts again. It's madness, it's hopelessness, an endless cycle that can only break when the balloons take out the monkeys. And with the possibility of a conspiracy, imagine the stress on the monkeys.
Ain't going on. He's going meta again.
Well, when you put it that way, it does sound pretty hopeless. Huh? What's this? The Ninja Kiwi Reddit blogs. Oh no. Reddit! As you can see, Ninja Kiwi has an official Reddit blog where the community can ask questions about the lore of the Balloonverse. While its canonicity is up in the air, it is officially stated that, and I quote, "The canon is made by the community." So what happens if some disagree? Alternate universes. Things like Benjamin being able to hack the entire universe just to change appearances. Having the monkeys unable to be harmed by their own attacks to the being turned off. Or even monkeys being able to rewind time.
You know what, I bet you Reddit out here could create some kind of other types of theories. I wonder if there's actually a Reddit for SCPs.
Wait, so does that mean the Balloons game take place in the past?
Hold on. You know what, I wonder if there's a Reddit for SCP.
An alternate planet in the present? An alternate planet in the
past?
About
all that other stuff.
An alternate dimension? Or an alternate dimension in the future and vice versa? Yes. But despite all that, one thing will always remain the same. Where there are endless hordes of balloons, you can count that there will always be a monkey by your side.
Come on. Hey, let me just pause it. Okay. So I kind of heard all the testimony from the plant side and from the freaking monkey side. Yeah. Yeah. I think the plants have an arsenal that could probably pop the monkey, that could probably blow up the monkeys and no one. Hate to be the bad news. They're not those kinds of balloons where those items are gonna end up popping and stuff. I think in my opinion, and I think on the sensitive side, you're dealing with 20 tons of TNT with a nuke versus basically 10 tons. Now I know the galaxy stuff with these monkeys here and the ray could probably cut galaxies. Possibly even that close, but these monkeys got a whole lot more on their side to deal with, and they have counters for it. Plus it does to even shape pretty much universes, perhaps multiverses. And these are plants fighting zombies versus balloons who basically fight versus monkeys who pop balloons. So I don't know. So and they have a lot of arsenals that could actually start. So. This is a toss-up, but I'm gonna probably take the plants to win this one because I think they may have more to work with, and I think and monkeys probably got a lot, but plants I do see them take this because they got a lot more and they got a lot of defenses, and they come from a tower defense game. These guys are basically more like a gotcha that's actually balloons, but these guys are from a tower defense game. I don't even know if there's gotcha games. I have never played gotcha games. Straight shade up with that mess, but yeah.
Alright, it's time to put the final season debate to rest.
Okay, we got 3D animation. That animated the last one is crazy. Woo!
Nothing gets past but.
That Cheetos friend? Wow. Now the war is on. It's wow.
I'm the biggest
really good.
and the best.
Oh, he's holding it.
Busticated!
He couldn't just dunk. He couldn't open Hulk and crack that thing. Oh. We got a monkey that knows monkey kung fu. There's a martial art called monkey. Whoa. Okay. Oh. Ninja monkey can sense you. Uh-oh. Oh, watch out. Blow that up. Oh, hypnotize. Whoa. Goodness. TV. Uh-oh. Oh, it didn't work. Whoa! Samurai remote. Yes, fist one. Oh! He's getting them bats for that. Oh, now we gonna have. Oh, it's gonna be a fight. Oh, we gonna. Yeah, here we go. Let's take that out. Test this out right there. Take a whoa. Oh. Oh. Running on your tail.
Go water the garden.
He's going on that Magneto shit to tell. Oh, he's being blinded. He's still being blinded. He's still being blinded. Oh, and he got. Man, this animation's good, oh.
Hail time!
So he's calling for reinforcements early. Oh no. Oh, he's being oh, super monkey. Man. Oh. Wow. Jalapenos. Ooh. The eggplant got him. Turn him into a zombie. Will it be enough? Whoa! Yeah, they was gonna bring the Doom Shroom in. Oh man. Whoa, okay.
Here comes a big one.
Oh, here it comes.
Kaiju power!
Oh, he's going Godzilla now. Godzilla. Big man. Bye. Oh, he's just kicking his butt right
Invader!
Oh, he's just, he turned him into a horse. Whoa.
You are mine.
I guess I thought it was going to be an after image. Here comes Super Monkey again. Damn. Caught him. Caught him.
Stones. Be gone.
Getting some into out of work. Oh. This black man says not back in there. Ooh, no! Lost his way. Oh, wait a minute. God level now.
None are too large for the
This
void.
animation stinks. Whoever animated this, concept to you, man. Concept. Ain't over yet, though.
The void extends.
Man, he is not back in there, even with that.
Make ready. Present and future. The void welcomes you.
Oh, it's a domain expansion. What the? Oh, he got something. Oh, he's holding it back. With the beam struggle. Oh, he got him. That's not working. Come! Woo! He caught it like a... Oh! Whoa. He didn't wear left the one. You ain't got no problem. Oh, yeah, you did. You did, little monkey. Bye-bye. 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 Might as well right there like white face it. Bye-bye. And victory. And victory.
Really ending off the season with a bang. This match was very tricky to figure out.
There's a
Months
lot.
of
Let's go.
research had even us confused. So let's have a category for each month dedicated to research. Starting with speed. Both the monkeys and plants had multiple laser-like attacks and can get to pretty similar ranges, and both should be around light speed, with any potential higher-end feats likely being outliers. I mean, both are stationary 99% of the time, so speed was never going to be a big factor, like their abilities, making this category a draw. Given the nature of this fight, you might expect abilities to be the deciding factor, but both the plants and monkeys could depower, hypnotize, and negate the durability of others. The plants certainly had an edge in offensive abilities though. I mean, there's so many damn plants out there, like the great zucchini, who had ways to instantly end most of the monkeys. But the monkeys certainly had better sustainability with various fan clubs, especially the Super Monkey Fan Club.
Hold up, let me read this. So, the monkeys could use weather manipulation to block out the sun. However, the plants have multiple methods of naturally producing light, and the plants could use the golden magnetic shroom to steal the monkeys for their resources. Okay.
Their best units could keep coming back, especially when both Super Monkey and the Sun God couldn't resist any problematic abilities thrown at them. Meanwhile, even the Plasma P was vulnerable to the monkey's abilities, so it's safe to say that this category is also a draw. But it's thanks to Plasma P that the plants actually had an overwhelming offense to fall back on. While Voidadora had power beyond the universe and the Sun God was stronger than that, it'd be disingenuous to say that the monkeys were stronger than the 20 times universal stuff Plasma P gets to. And since the technical kook was even...
Stop. So, okay, let's read this. A blog post cites that the monkeys can rewind time every time they restart a level. However, this A, does not always prevent failures, and B, would it mostly be delaying the inevitable, especially when the plant's having more methods of manipulating time, especially since it's never needed to be used to never needed to be used post-mortem. Yeah, so, yeah, I guess I can actually see that coming. They can pretty much restart a level, but it doesn't work here in a fight from this perspective in the context. Even then, don't the plants have a time machine that could actually rewind time as well? Yeah.
Stronger, the plant's power was far too great for the monkeys to handle. The plants had much more firepower by comparison to the monkeys. But what's power if you don't know how to use it? The plants are far from incompetent, but a mass majority of them are more like animals than soldiers. And while there are exceptions, each individual monkey was a specifically trained soldier, prepared for this exact type of widespread army fights. And while both faced off against reality, time, and space warpers, the plants more so just fire off and do their own thing rather than do much strategy. Which leads us to teamwork. The plants have some synergies and supportive units, but they're far more independent than the monkeys who actually formulate battle strategies and take advantage of each other's strengths and weaknesses. Both categories are easy edges for the monkeys, but much less so looking at the small fries, essentially the basic mooks like cannon fodder. In most situations, basically every group of plant or monkey listed here will be temporarily ignored for this category. The monkeys may still have their training, but most of their best abilities come from the super monkey, Psy, Sun God, etc. While the plants still had multiple game-defining abilities to fall back on. The monkeys did have druid monkeys to possibly control the plants, but for reasons we'll get into later, that's not that big of an issue for the plants as you might think. The plants overall just had more consistent low-tier soldiers, so they get an edge in tying up the scoreboard. Which leads to the big question. With everything laid out, which army had the better advantages that would let their win conditions be more likely? You may think that the monkeys would have it with their superior teamwork and skills, but the plants having a far more overwhelming offense means that the units would normally be game changers like Super Monkey and Sun God would be de-atomized once Plasma P gets the chance. You may think Psy's ability to coin flip insta-kill any plants on the side would spell GG's for the plants, but the Great Zucchini had a similar instant win effect that would affect all the monkeys and depower them. Sure, it's not an instant kill, but turning their biggest threats into helpless mooks was a massive game changer. While the Super Monkey fan club and Super Monkey plus Sun God community to negative effects certainly helps against the Great Zucchini, but that wouldn't last forever since Plasma P and other Garden Warfare plants could easily clear them up. Oben and the Druids could certainly keep some of the plants under their control, but due to the plant's mechanical and fungi units, they could easily take out Oben before he gets too many plants under his control. While the monkeys could increase their numbers by resurrecting dead plants, the plants could do the same thanks to Witch Hazel and Cauliflower. Sure, the monkeys also had mind control, but it was far more limited and spread across far fewer units. That's the main issue the monkeys are facing here. They put all their eggs in very few baskets while the plants are far more spread out in terms of abilities. You may think the monkeys' greater skills would allow them to pull off their big win move sooner, but anytime strategizing against a never-before-seen threat would be worthless when the plants just have to do the same thing that they've been doing for years, giving the plants the final edge they need. The monkeys gave the plants the fight of their lives, but with the plants' sheer power, overwhelming versatility, and brute force, won them this garden warfare. The monkeys were bananas, but the plants ceded their victory from the start. and doom their chances of winning. The winners are the plants.
Let's see who actually got the enemy.
And that's that.
Oh,
That's the first season.
Rockstar Pyro. Oh,
Well, time to
congrats to
move on the next
Rockstar
one.
Pyro for that, man.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one. Copyright.
Yeah, in season 2. So I guess they are gonna do all stuff as a Milliitis, but okay. But that was crazy though. Shout outs to Rockstar Pyro for animating this. And hopefully this reaction goes up with my microphone this time, and I'm gonna have to check to see if it's working, because I'm not gonna end up rendering it. But yeah, So I hope to do probably to go back and watch the other episodes for like the whole first season. I might do that. I might do that starting next month, obviously. Since I'm pretty much, it's gonna be a while before I even get to doing Shadow Zero versus Shadow on the facial characters a lot. But I will get to that though. However, so as far as with that, I'm pretty much gonna try to be acting the Nebula Theater as soon as I get off from doing this reaction. So I'm gonna do that. Alright? But also, pretty much gonna tell you this soon, and that after this reaction goes up, I'm gonna be doing another reaction for the theater, and also stay tuned after that episode, cause for like an actual special announcement though. Okay? Alright? So, because as in regards to like the second episode of the UCBL. Okay? So I'm gonna get off for now. Unkgeta Blue signing out, and I'm gonna see y'all soon.